Imagine this for a second. Early morning, one of those narrow valleys in the northern areas. The road is still wet from night rain. Mist is hanging just above the river, and we pull over at a tiny roadside dhaba.
I open the Jeep door, and the first thing I hear is a kettle whistling hard in the back. Inside, there's a line of tired shepherds waiting for chai. And in the corner, a woman is folding soft dough, flour all over her wrist and the wooden board. Steam is rising from the pots, plates are coming back empty. And in those 5 seconds, I just know, this is the right place to stop.
And the smell, Yar, that mix of fresh paratha, truck diesel, and cold mountain air, it sounds funny, but that's the scent of road trip happiness for me.
Welcome back to Travel Diary. I'm Sharjeel, and with me as always is my travel partner in crime, Abdallah.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. If you love chai, mountains, and those small moments that somehow become your favorite stories, you're in the right place today.
Today, we're talking about one of the best parts of any road trip in northern Pakistan, that dhaba stop. But we're doing it properly. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to choose a good dhaba just by looking, how to keep your family's stomach safe, and you'll walk away with 3 simple Urdu phrases you can actually use on the road.
And importantly, all of this works even if you don't have internet. So if you're listening to this on the way to Hunza, Swat, Naran, wherever, you don't need to open any website to benefit. Just your ears and maybe a little hunger.
So why do these dhabas matter so much? It's not just food, right? You're sitting there, kids stretching their legs, driver leaning back with a cup of strong chai, and around you is the real rhythm of the road. Local people arguing about cricket, bus conductors shouting, a radio playing an old song from the corner.
Exactly. I feel like every good trip I remember clearly has at least one dhaba memory. Maybe it's that time your paratha was bigger than the plate, or when the auntie insisted you take one more cup of chai. These small breaks become the story you tell later, not just the view from the moving car.
But of course, if you're a family, or it's your first time in the northern areas, there's always that little worry. Is this place clean? Will the kids be okay after eating here? So let's make it simple. We'll start with 3 clear signals you can check in just 1 minute when you walk in.
Yeah, these are like our personal dhaba checklist. Not perfect guarantees, but very strong hints that the place is taking food seriously.
Signal number 1, live steam and active pots. When you walk in, take a quick look at the cooking area. Do you see actual steam coming from the karahis or big pots? Is someone stirring, frying, making chai right now? A good dhaba feels alive. If everything looks cold and too quiet, the food might be sitting there for a long time.
And also listen. You'll hear the hiss of tawa when they slap a paratha, the whistle of the kettle, spoons hitting plates. If it sounds busy in the kitchen, that usually means food is being cooked fresh, not just reheated from yesterday.
Signal number 2, fresh dough or food in process. This one is my favorite. Look for signs that somebody is actively making something. Maybe a guy is rolling out naan, or an auntie is shaping dough balls with flour on her hands, or vegetables are being chopped on a board. That little bit of mess from active cooking is a good sign.
Yeah, if the bread looks like it was made 3 hours ago and is just stacked in a sad tower in the corner, maybe not the best. Fresh roti or paratha coming out, that's what you want, especially for breakfast or early lunch.
Signal number 3, turnover. Look at the tables for just a minute. Are plates coming back empty and getting cleared regularly? Is there a small, steady queue, or at least new people walking in every few minutes? A good dhaba in a busy area will have this constant movement.
If everyone looks like they've been sitting there since yesterday and the plates are half finished, cold, or lying around for a long time, that's a little red flag for me. Busy but not chaotic is the sweet spot.
So, quick recap of the 3 good signals. 1, live steam and activity in the kitchen. 2, fresh dough or food in process. 3, plates being cleared and some steady movement of people. If you see 2 out of 3, you're usually in a pretty decent place.
Now, even a good dhaba can upset a sensitive stomach if you're not careful. So let's do a quick safety checklist, especially if you're with elders or kids.
Rule 1, choose hot, visibly cooked items. That means things like chai, dal that's still steaming, freshly fried pakoras, karahi that's sizzling, parathas coming off the tawa. If it's hot and you can see it was cooked properly, you're reducing a lot of risk.
Rule 2, water. In mountain areas, our golden rule is bottled or boiled. So you either go for bottled water with the seal intact or ask for boiled water. Often they can give you garam pani, or just stick to chai. Avoid drinking from open jugs if you're not sure about the source.
Rule 3. Be careful with raw salads. Those fresh-looking cucumber and onion slices are tempting, I know. But unless you're confident about the water they use to wash them, it's safer to skip, especially for children. Cooked vegetables or something grilled is usually safer.
And rule 4, carry a small basic remedy kit. Nothing fancy, just a trusted anti-diarrhea tablet, maybe ORS sachets, some painkiller that suits your family, and hand sanitizer or wet wipes. It takes very little space, but can save a day of your trip.
So remember, hot food, bottled or boiled water, careful with raw salads, and a tiny medicine kit. If you follow just these 4, you've covered a lot of the common issues tourists face.
All right, let's have some fun now. We promised 3 simple Urdu phrases you can use in any dhaba. We'll say each one slowly, then in a natural speed, so you can repeat it wherever you are.
Phrase 1 is a polite greeting and opener. In Urdu, you can say, Assalamu alaikum, bhai, kaise ho?
Assalamu alaikum, bhai. Kaise ho?
Assalamu alaikum, bhai. Kaise ho?
You can use this when you first walk in or when talking to the waiter. It's friendly, respectful, and immediately breaks the ice in a good way.
Phrase 2 helps you ask what's fresh today. This is very useful. You can say, Aaj kya taza bana hai?
Aaj kya taza bana hai?
Aaj kya taza gala hai?
When you ask this, most dhaba owners will proudly tell you, Bhai Saab dal taza hai, or Kadai abhi bani hai. Always better to eat what they made fresh rather than something sitting on the side.
Phrase 3 is the most important in any culture. Thank you. In Urdu, a very natural way is Bahut shukriya.
Bahut shukriya.
Use it when you pay, when they bring your chai, when someone moves a chair for your kids. That little Bahut shukriya changes the whole mood of the place. Okay, now that you can talk to the dhaba staff like a pro, let's quickly talk about ordering, especially if you're with family and small kids.
First hack, share plates. Portions at many mountain dhabas are generous. Instead of ordering a full karahi for every adult, start with 1 or 2 dishes in the middle and extra rotis. You can always add more if everyone is still hungry.
Second hack, ask for smaller portions for kids. You can simply say in English or Urdu, for the kids, a little less spicy, please. Most places are happy to adjust. Even just saying thoda gum mirch, less chili, can really help.
Third hack, confirm ingredients if someone in your family is sensitive. For example, if you want to avoid too much oil, you can ask, Ye halka bana sakte ho? Which means, can you make this a bit lighter? Or just ask if a dish has a lot of chili or if it's very oily.
And remember, you don't have to be perfect in Urdu. People usually appreciate that you're trying. Smile, speak slowly, and they'll meet you halfway almost every time.
Let's talk a bit about etiquette, because dhabas are not just businesses, they're part of the local community.
First, if you want to take photos or videos, especially of people cooking or other customers, it's good manners to ask. A simple photo le sakta ho? Can I take a photo? With a gesture towards your phone is usually enough.
Second, when you've finished eating, try to leave your table at least somewhat tidy. Stack plates, put tissues on one side. Don't leave crumbs and spills all over the place. It makes the staff's life easier and shows basic respect.
Third, pay with thanks and not in a rush of complaints. If something was really not okay, you can say it politely. But if the chai was hot, the view was good, and you survived the bathroom, then a smile and bahut shukriya goes a long way.
And keep in mind, things change region to region. A dhaba in Swat might feel different from one in Hunza or Babusar Top. Some are family-run, some are more like truck stops. Watch how locals behave. Do they linger and chat or eat and run? Just follow that rhythm.
Now, there are times when you should just skip a place, no matter how hungry you are. A few red flags we've learned the hard way. If the cooking area looks very dirty, I don't mean a bit of normal mess. I mean old food stuck everywhere, flies on uncovered dishes, garbage piling up. That's a strong sign to move on.
Also, if the food on display looks dry, old, or has that strange smell,
Your nose is your friend. Don't argue with your senses just because you're tired.
And if the water situation makes you uncomfortable, maybe they're reusing bottles or pouring from an unknown source into random containers, better to just have sealed drinks or chai and keep your main meal for somewhere else.
If you decide to skip, it's okay. You can grab packaged snacks from a nearby shop, have chai only, or rely on your own thermos and dry food for that stretch. One safe, simple meal is better than a risky adventure that ruins the whole trip.
All right, let's wrap things up with a quick checklist, so you remember this even when you're half asleep in the back seat. For choosing a dhaba, look for 3 good signs. 1. Live steam and active cooking. 2. Fresh dough or food being prepared right now. 3. Plates being cleared and some steady movement of people.
For safety, pick hot, freshly cooked items. Drink bottled or boiled water. Be careful with raw salads unless you really trust the hygiene. And carry a tiny kit with basic medicine and ORS.
For language, remember your 3 phrases. Assalamu alaikum bhai, kaise ho? A warm hello. Aaj kya taza bana hai? What's fresh today? And bahut shukriya. Thank you very much.
And for etiquette, ask before photographing people. Leave your table reasonably tidy. Pay with a smile, and accept that each region has its own style. You're a guest in their space, not just a customer.
If you'd like a printable version of this checklist and a small phrase card you can keep in your pocket, we've put that up on our site. But remember, you already have everything you need from this episode alone to make better choices on the road.
So next time you're driving through a misty valley and you spot that little dhaba with steam rising and people laughing over chai, trust your checklist, trust your senses, and maybe create that one memory you'll talk about for years.
To get the free Dhaba checklist and the Urdu phrase card, just visit our Travel Dairy website. You'll find this episode's page right on the front. Take a look, download it, and if you have your own respectful Dhaba tips or stories, share them with us there. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, travel safe, eat well, and Bohat Shukriya for joining us on the road today.